Well, hey, folks, welcome back to another edition of Life on the Flipside, coming to you from the east side of the International Date Line. And tonight, looks like it's just me and Crafty, because our guest hasn't shown up yet, but hopefully she'll pop in. So, hey, Crafty, how are you?
I am doing good. I am, I'm settling into my new place. That's what I've been doing I've been trying to settle into my new place, and then I've been distracted by things and stuff. But I'm good. I'm doing very, very good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing quite well. It's been a busy week. Been a bit of a frantic week at work, but things are going okay. And as usual, I'm glad to be here with you. So
I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, I look forward to it as well. It's nice to know that you're broadcasting from actual home.
Yes, my own home. Yeah. It's really cool. So, I've been buying stuff for it. It was payday this week, so I've been. I got a few little things for the house. Yay!
Oh, you went on a knick-knack binge, eh?
Big time. New deep fat fryer, because you need to make chips, or for those of you in the US, fries.
Actually, here my girlfriend and I bought an air fryer. Awesome. Ooh. Really, really is awesome. Really cuts down on the oil, We don't have to use a ton and a half of oil to make my chips. I can just throw them in the air fryer.
It's nice, but I like the taste of the oil. It's nice, but I like the taste of the oil. Yeah. You
do use a little bit, but rather than actually having the fries dunking into like 1.5 liters of oil, all you're doing is brushing the tray at the bottom of the air fryer with oil. And then you put your fries in there, and it cooks by convection. So you still get that taste, but you're not getting all that fat.
Yeah, I heard a little beep.
A little
beep. That means Jessica G is now in the house. Hey, Jess.
Oh, well, hey, Jess. Welcome. How are you?
Good morning.
It's early for you, isn't it? It's very, very, very early.
Yeah, and I'm running on about 2 hours of sleep.
This is what happens. Hang on. No. We do not pity Jessica G, because this is what happens when you spend all night either gaming or watching UFC fights. This is what happens.
Yeah, it was a little bit of both.
Well, it's great to have you. It's great to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess the question is, what are we going to talk about today? I mean, this is just kind of an open hangout, so talk about anything you guys like.
Well, first off, we do have, because we know Jessica G is one of the best trolls in the community, and I love when she does it. But we do have some questions here. Why does Jessica hate kittens? And yes, why does Jessica hate kittens? And hang on, one more. Jessica puts kittens in paint cans. Do you care to explain this?
The evil kitten posse is following me everywhere. No matter where I go, they're there.
Yep. This is Clive. This is Clive mostly.
Yeah.
Talking about people who are trolls in the community having fun.
They're the evil kitten posse from hell. And
so this isn't just nice.
That's where they're from.
This isn't just nice kittens. This is the evil kitten posse.
Okay. Evil kittens.
Yeah,
that's okay.
They're very mean.
Oh, that is hilarious. Clive Wells says it's not me.
Yeah, the cute little furry kitten sanctuary. Jessica uses kittens to hammer in nails.
He's, when I first came to the community, I think I inspired Clive, because he was not like the biggest troll, and now he's a way bigger troll than I ever was, because he trolls everyone, and he's relentless.
You've definitely influenced a few people. myself included, you kind of set the challenge bar there for a little while.
Jessica feeds kittens to Irish demon. Such a lie.
Yeah, because when you, so what actually brought you into the community? What was it that actually dragged you in?
I was listening to so I do jiu-jitsu, and I listened to Joe Rogan Experience, and he had Eddie Bravo on there, who is the owner of the gym I train at, 10th Planet, and he's a huge flat earther. And I looked it up on YouTube because I was like, there's no way this is real. And it was real.
Like most of us. No way this is real.
Yeah. The first channel I found was Red's Rhetoric. And the person that he had on was, I don't even remember his name, but he had like a challenge. And I think MC Toon answered the challenge. And
yeah, I remember.
Don't remember the guy's name though, but that was my first foray into the community, was listening to that. I was intrigued. I'm like, there's a lot of stupid people out there. I want to find out more about them.
How long ago is this now?
I would say I was in that, like, listening in the chat rooms for at least a year before I finally posted something in the chat room. Like, I'm not listening to the chat rooms, but listening to the streams, and then I finally decided to post after about a year.
That's mad. Because I did the same thing, but I was listening for about 2 months before I was dragged onto a stream. Good fun. It was good fun.
Yeah, it was. There was an after show on, I think, AT2 Productions, where all of those same people from the debate showed up, and then they just reamed the guy for like 4 hours. And I was like, this is incredible. Like, the like level of denialism that these people live in, it was mind blowing to me, because I thought this can't be like a real thing. But then I worked with a guy who believes it. So I'm like, this is a real thing.
Yeah, and it's not until you actually talk to people. Like there was, when I started my current job, but the first kind of couple of weeks, already there was somebody there that kind of believed, maybe not in flat Earth, but conspiracies in general. Didn't believe that the believed in the moon hoax thing, believed that the ISS was bullshit, you know, all of this. So it was really, really strange. And of course, in true fashion, the trolls are out in force today. Does Jessica use a deep fat fryer or an air fryer for the kittens?
For the evil kittens, I haven't cooked any yet. I should, but I haven't.
Go air fryer all the way.
So the flat earther that I worked with, it was very interesting because he would ask like those flat earther questions, and he was asking me about air pressure and like, why aren't we having ice rain down on us if it's so cold or whatever? And I responded, well, if I knew that, I wouldn't work in loss prevention. I'd be out there actually doing something. So how the hell am I going to
know? Just looking here real quick. So you started up a channel. What made you actually start up the channel? Because you've been involved in the community for a while, but you now do gaming on the channel and everything else. So what actually made you go from just being in the chat to actually taking that step and starting the channel?
I like the engagement with people because it's kind of weird now too, because I won't even game unless I'm live streaming. So if I'm not live streaming, so for the last month, my internet had been broken up until about 4 days ago.
Wow.
I got to the point where I don't even like playing games unless I'm streaming them. I just like being able to interact with people like that evil kitten posse. I mean, it's hilarious. It's fun to mess around with them.
That makes sense.
I'm just pulling up real quick because I know some people won't like the evil kitten army out there. This is Jessica G's link. If you want to go and support her while she's gaming, because some of those streams, one, they can be quite long, which is awesome. You don't really put a stopper on it, and then sometimes Tony comes in and helps when you need a break. They are fun, and it's things that you wouldn't expect to see on a gaming channel.
Yeah, I had one that was 12 hours long just, I think, 2 days ago. I didn't even realize it was 12 hours.
Wow.
There's ones there that are 7 hours.
I couldn't stream that long. No way, man.
I don't have the
That's just
concentration.
way too much. Yeah.
I take breaks. I'll take like a half an hour break or a 45-minute break and go take care of food and kids and everything. But I do extend them quite a bit. But my schedule is so much different than other people, where I go to work super early in the morning, and I'm already home by 10 a.m. So I've got the rest of the day to really do nothing.
Wow.
Awesome.
What games do you play?
There's a lot of Immortals and Days Gone and stuff. Yeah. What's the kitten one? What is the kitten one that people keep referring to? Is that Immortals?
That was the stream when they first started appearing. I don't remember killing any kittens in it though.
She doesn't remember. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. Just saying. No.
Flaming Skull Lives Matter. Yeah, that was Doom. That's how that started.
Oh, I love it. I love it. We can't. There's 3 people that you troll so very, very well. And the first was Team Skeptic. And when I actually thought when you first came in, or when I first saw you there, I actually thought you were dead serious. I actually thought, holy fuck, she is giving him such a hard time. That people actually thought you were really genuinely trolling him. Like proper, not joking.
They would get
you know what I mean?
Angry with me.
Yeah,
people would get angry.
And then, of course, we need to talk about the Beardsman. We need to talk about your brilliant troll of the Beardsman, particularly Tony, because I think you started the whole. As soon as he starts talking, you fall asleep.
Yeah. Me and Clive started doing that on the iNetwork, I believe, when he was a guest on there, and then it moved to the Beardsman where we just do it. Well, I haven't done it in a while, but it was fun.
Yeah, I noticed you in the side chat when I had each of them on the Mega Mirror. You gave Gail Warren a particularly hard time.
Oh, the ghost thing.
Oh, yes. Jail's hilarious. And
Jail gets
Hellraiser, excitement.
JL for a while, I think JL took the ghost thing very, very seriously. God love him. And it's kind of like people with the tree thing with me. It's just a way of actually showing support. I'll always know who supports me by seeing the trees in the side chat. Let's see a few trees. Let's see a few trees. And actually, while we're talking about trees, I have something to show people. I do. Completely off topic. Completely off topic.
Go ahead and show.
So this morning,
what you got.
Yeah, this morning I woke up and I haven't checked it in a while. I checked my watch hours. So you need 4,000 in order to get monetized.
Mhm.
And I've been slowly climbing up. I'm not too bothered about it, but I checked it this morning, and this was my watch hours. So it's 3330. So Illuminati confirmed.
Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah. I have 3,330. I'm waiting for the other 3, but we'll have to see.
That is so appropriate. Like, that couldn't be any more destiny right there.
Right? I
That's
think it's
right.
funny. Well, I thought people would get a kick out of it.
That is awesome. I think I'll have to go back and screenshot that.
I can send you the screenshot. I don't mind. I'll put it on the server maybe. But yeah, it's a weird thing that I woke up and just decided to check it, and that was the watch hours.
Yeah, that's fun. Cool. It's good that you're that close though. That's real good.
Yeah,
not
I mean,
long now.
the start of the year I was on just over 2,000. So the fact that I've climbed up so much, well, first of all, it means that
Wow.
I'm actually doing stuff on my channel.
Wow.
Which people
That's
have
cool.
people have been very understanding, either because I've started streaming a lot, depending on what's happening, or just waiting for videos and streams to happen. That's been awesome. So
Mhm.
people have been patient.
Oh. It looks like Clive Wells has decided to send you a few trees.
Whoop whoop! Get the trees in there. Get the trees.
Get the trees in there. Get the trees in there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I love what you said there. JL brought on the ghost thing himself. He did, and it gave rise to one of the greatest memes coming out of this community, which is "Yes, I fucking can." Trees. What's with all the trees? So, okay, just to explain the trees thing. People have a fascination with the way I say tree. There's 2 ways that I really say it, depending on if I'm using my push voice or using my normal voice. For when Irish people get quite tired, our THs become CHs. And for some reason, people have a fascination with how I say tree. So that and 30. You have a fascination, Jess, how I say 30.
You should say 3 and then say tree. I want to hear what the difference is when you say the both words.
So yeah, so 3 is what I say a lot of the time, especially if I'm at work. It's 3, and then tree, it's the CH kind of thing. It's a weird thing.
So
Yeah,
accents
it's a
are
weird
fun.
thing.
If you were in a forest, what would you be surrounded by?
Trees.
Okay, it does sound exactly the same.
Yeah. Little
You think
bit
it
of
does? It
advice.
doesn't.
Little bit of advice, the first tree is okay, the second tree is okay, but don't go near the third tree.
Yeah. The third tree. Sorry. Oh, wrong one. I highlighted the wrong one. Crafty
You got played.
Crafty only had 3 channels on the TV when she grew up. Yes, I did actually. There was RTE1, there was RTE2, and there was TG Cahir, which was an Irish channel. Oscar Helga. So
It was one of the channels about kudzu.
And even with RTE2, RTE2 was more geared towards children. And then like at 7 p.m. it would go all serious again.
Oh, okay. So that was kind of like your cartoon channel.
Yeah.
So it was called RD2?
RTE, Radio Telefiche Éireann 2. So it's the 1 and 2. RTE is the main, it's the state-sponsored, it's the state information channel. So you have a lot of current affairs on there, which is probably why I got interested in sociology at a young age. Yeah, it's basically like the BBC, the Irish version of the BBC, only shit. I'm just gonna be honest. Yeah, it was terrible.
It's that third three, I'm telling you.
See, I'm with Teddy. That's what I heard. I heard 41 and 42.
No, RTE. It's Radio Telefís Éireann. But again, because we speak so fast, sometimes it just doesn't translate. RT sounds like a Soviet satellite.
But when you say R, the letter R, it's like you're adding an O at the beginning of it. Or am I just not?
No, that's how we pronounce
it. The beginning of it.
Yeah, that's just how we pronounce it. Really.
It's just a colloquial way of speaking the language, you know. It's
okay, because I was, for a minute there, I was actually thinking that there was an O as the first letter of this network.
Yeah, trying to Google ORTV, that'd be awkward. No, no, RTE. It's just how we pronounce it. Radio Telefís Éireann. It's the state-sponsored TV channel. Ooh. And apparently, used to be brilliant. Well, used to be brilliant. When they had no content, they used to put in an hour of farming and landscape with the shittiest music. They still do that. It's called there's EcoEye. There's EcoEye actually is a really good channel. It kind of focuses on farming and fisheries. And then there's another one, Nationwide. Nationwide is a great show. And again, it's only now on it used to be on an hour a day or 2 hours a day. Now it's only on like an hour a week, maybe. But again, that kind of goes around the nation and looks at different, like it does pottery, it does a range of different things. It went into Water for Crystal at one stage and showed the whole process of how they make the crystals, which was incredible. But yeah, it used to be brilliant. Now it's shit.
Yeah, that sounded really boring.
No, it's not. Well, a lot of what I learned from watching Nationwide and EcoEye. And they're great ways of actually knowing what's happening around the country. I know, like, people don't really care just to hear you say it in Irish. What Radio Telefís? Oh, what? Try saying. I can't even. Oh, where is it gone? Hang on, it's just jumped. Sorry.
Kodeshi Sputnik Odin.
Prostache, isn't it? Prostache. Sputnik Odin. That's Sputnik 1. That's not Irish though. Just gonna say that. That's definitely not Irish. Weirdly enough, because I was talking to someone in I think I was talking to Tusk about this. Weirdly enough, Tusk is a great guy, and he comes in every so often when I show up in a chat. He will, write down something like "Kunas atatu," and which means "How are you?" And he does it in my native Irish language, and it's cool. It's cool to actually see. I'm not a fluent Irish speaker, but I did do a video recently in support of Irish Demon, completely Oscailga. So hopefully he likes it. And I added subtitles so people knew what the fuck I was saying.
So the native Irish is called Gaelic, right?
No.
Okay, clarify, because I don't know.
It's a common mistake. Gaelic is an overarching theme. So it's the whole, it's English, it's English. It's Gaelga, Gaelic, which is the Scots, Scots and Ulster Scots. It also kind of covers Welsh a little bit. They're the Gaelic area. They're the Gaelic languages. So it's an overarching thing. But within that, there's like 4 different types of language. So there's the Welsh, there's Scottish Gaelic, there's Ulster Scots, and then there's
Celtic.
Oscuelga. So it's Gaelic is Celtic. It's the
Hmm.
overarching kind of thing. Celtic is the Celtic is the what's the word? Is the people. Gaelic is the language. If you know what I mean. So it's the overarching kind of thing that brings us all together. But Oscailga is Irish.
Okay.
Because we have to be fussy. We have to be fussy.
Yeah. That stuff always confuses me. Always.
It confuses us too. It's fine.
But I do have a question for Jessica. Who started the nerd police? Was it you or Clive?
I believe it was a combined effort because we were.
Oh, you just got squeaky. Just go.
Hello?
Yeah, you just got very, very squeaky. Yeah, we can hear you, but you're very, very. You're chipmunk-esque now.
Really, still?
Very high. There we go. There we go.
I shut off my mic. All right. Sorry about that. It was like a combined effort on, I think, maybe it wasn't Planner Walker, it was like A22 Productions or something, but they were talking about Star Trek.
Oh, yeah, that's AT2. Yeah, Pinar with Damar.
Yeah, and we kind of never stopped being relentless with that.
Yeah, I just love it. Basic Trig says helium leak.
Yeah. I was just wondering because I haven't seen the nerd police out in a while. So.
The NPD.
Yeah, we kind of stopped. I kind of stopped going to all of those channels, so it doesn't really happen anymore.
Too bad. It was fun.
Yeah. Who is it? Gary says. Tusk says Gary White speaks with a Gaelic dialect, and Tusk says Celtic also takes in Cornwall and the Isle of Wight too. So, it's complicated. Definitely complicated. We don't make things easy, do we?
No. Not at all. Not at all.
Clive Wells says salute NPD here.
Thank you, Captain Clive.
Yeah, I think we were doing it mostly to mess with not just AT2 Productions, but Nikki Daly. Because Nikki Daly's a gargantuan nerd.
Yep. And I'm just going to... Sorry, don't mind me. I'm going to put Jessica's link back in the chat if you want to go and subscribe to her and watch her.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because you're also big into the NFC. So explain where that fascination came from, because you do like to watch NFC a lot.
UFC. And yes.
Oh, UFC. Sorry, UFC.
I do Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, and I didn't get into actually watching it until about 2009, which is way past when it started, because I was originally more of a boxing fan and a kickboxing fan. But once the UFC started getting all the drugs and stuff out of the sport, that's when I really got into it, because now everybody's on for the most part, the people that are not cheating, there are still people getting away with it, but for the most part, they're on an even playing field, and it's fun to watch. I like watching the jiu-jitsu work and the wrestling work on the ground, and it's it's fun to also be I've met basic trigonometry because he's really knowledgeable in it as well. So I have someone that we can bounce off back and forth in the Discord to cover it together, and it's fun. I don't really remember. I think it was when Brock Lesnar, the professional wrestler, went to the UFC is when I kind of got interested in it because at the time I was watching professional wrestling.
Yeah, I used to watch professional wrestling a little bit, but I kind of got bored of it because a lot of it is scripted. All of it is scripted, in fairness. But I kind of got bored. It was like a soap opera with muscly people, and just soap operas weren't really a sustainable thing for me.
Yeah, it's like I don't know why I stuck with it for as long as I did. Professional wrestling. I liked the characters that were in it. Like I really love Dwayne Johnson. I think he's absolutely hilarious.
The attitude
era.
Yeah. The attitude era of WWE was interesting. It was dramatic, but it was interesting. The rivalry between The Rock and Austin, and the banter that they used to have, and Triple H, that was fun to watch. But I got bored of it very fucking quickly.
Yeah, they also had Chris Jericho, who would always give shit to what's her name, the owner's daughter, Stephanie McMahon.
Stephanie,
and it was just hilarious. You cannot do that in today, but when they were able to do it, it was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like Jericho. I thought he was an arrogant piece of shit. So I didn't really bother with them. But I'm going back. Like I watched. I think the last time I watched really was, I'm pretty sure, in and around the Benoit situation. I think that's when I just stopped, because that's when it became real. You know, you realized what happens to these athletes, these people, when they're constantly being pile drived into the bloody ground. They actually can have real life side effects, and I stopped supporting it after that.
I think that I don't know why you would do professional wrestling, because you can do real fighting and have real glory and take way less damage. Because those wrestlers take, like, they take so many brain hits that I don't know why you would want to do that when you could just really fight and learn how to really kick people's ass, and there's actual legitimate glory in it, and you don't have to do it 350 days a year.
Yeah. Well, I was devastated when Eddie Guerrero passed away. I was absolutely devastated. But then, and again, it kind of shows you, because he wasn't an old man, you know, and it kind of shows you like the over time what that business can actually do to a body. But you know, I think it was Benoit. It was Benoit, and for anyone that doesn't know what actually happened, Benoit, because of the constant strain on his body, I think they realized after the fact that his brain was so damaged, it was like a 72-year-old or something like that. And unfortunately, he actually committed a double murder homicide, a suicide. So he killed his whole family before taking his own life, and that was absolutely devastating. At that point, I was like, okay, this isn't just pretend anymore, because I knew it was scripted and it was fun to watch. But at that point, it wasn't just scripts anymore.
The worst part about that, and it's still to this day, is that Vince McMahon took no onus on any of that. He immediately said roid rage. Now, there is no such thing as roid rage.
Yeah.
It does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
It is a excuse to pass the buck off, because he doesn't want to admit that professional wrestling is very, very bad. When you get a chair shot to the head, you're really taking that chair shot to the head. It doesn't matter if it's a gimmick table or chair that bends the second.
Yeah, you can hear the fucking smack.
Yeah, and you still get some concussive trauma from it. And he did not want to make his sport look like you can have that happen. Because that's only supposed to happen in American football and boxing. It's not supposed to happen in fake fighting.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it's even worse than that, because not only did he not take ownership of what happened to Benoit and Benoit's family, but they also blacklisted all of his incredible performances as a wrestler for a long time, and it wasn't until about 15 years later that he actually got recognized. Yeah, it was sad for me. Again, that was my stopping. That was my off ramp. You know, I used to watch it. I used to watch SmackDown because that was the only one that was free for me, and I couldn't afford fucking Raw, which was on Sky Sports, which was expensive. So I used to watch SmackDown, which is why The Rock for me was a big deal. But yeah, I after that I just couldn't get behind it. But it wasn't. It was about 15 years that he was entered into post-mortem. He was entered into the WWE Hall of Fame, which should have happened a lot sooner. Yes, it was a horrible tragedy what happened, and it was as a direct result of his time in the WWE. But you cannot take away the incredible performances that he gave.
Yeah, and that's just unfortunately the way Vince McMahon has always ran that company, because when Owen Hart fell to his death doing a stunt he refused to do, he tried to not do it, but they said, well, if you don't do it, you're gone. He died, and the very next day, Vince is out there saying this is what Owen would want. And that's why Bret Hart left and decided to never come back. Eventually he did, I think in like 2014 or something. But the fact that he's always passing it off, no, this is how they would like it. No, this is how it should have been. He doesn't take responsibility for anything. Like, this is a guy that in 2021 has still never had, and this is not like because of what's going on in America today, but it does now more than ever. The light should be shined on it, but still to this day he has never had a Japanese or any Asian heavyweight championship or champion in his company. He always has these Polynesian guys be like a title carrier, and you just go, is this guy just tone deaf, or is he just like the biggest asshole there is? Because he pushes who he wants to push, and then if they cross him, he buries them.
He is a nice alternative because it's not. I always make the distinction between football or soccer for Americans, soccer and rugby. I'm a rugby fan because rugby is one of those games that it's respected. You know, everyone in the game respects the game. So the idea of attacking your opponent or tripping over the ball and pretending that you were tripped doesn't happen really in rugby, where it happens all the time in football. It's the same with UFC. There's respect for the sport and respect for your opponent, kind of thing.
You know, that's the reason why I can't get into football. And I don't mean American football, but I mean soccer football, is the flopping shit. Where even the coaches will do it. The coaches will throw themselves on the ground and pretend like they got hit.
I haven't seen that. Now, but yeah, it's pathetic sometimes. That's why I can't watch football. And I do. I kind of like to
direct links to it.
Send me them. That's hilarious. But I do slag off Americans quite a lot. That American football, they have to be loaded up with all this gear. You don't see that with rugby. And to be honest, like we slag them off, but it's actually a lot better to have that protective gear on to prevent proper injuries. If you watched the last couple of matches with Ireland, Ireland has had a string of injuries because they're not actually looking after the players.
I think also though is there's also the thing about American football is you've got some giant people. Like giant, I actually think it's more dangerous with the helmet because they feel so free to launch themselves like missiles at other human beings.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to address something in the chat real quick. Someone said, and I'm not going to call them out, but someone said that we should just be talking positive. Just to explain, life on the flip side is about talking about real things that we're interested in. And unfortunately, life isn't sunshine and rainbows. And I don't mean to say that flippantly or to disregard why you come here. And it is a place to hang out. But we talk about all sorts here. It's not just the greatest things in life. We also talk about the serious things and stuff that interests us in some for a little while. That you have those little. We don't always just talk about negatives. We don't always just talk about positives. We talk about real life, and that can include both positive and negative within that. I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think if you try to shelter yourself away from the negative, that's when you're kind of saying you have no skin in the game and no, like you don't care that there's lots of problems in this world when you should probably be talking about this. The reason why these things happen is because people don't talk about it and they just want to push it to the side and move on.
Well, the cute furry kitten sanctuary says not sunshine and rainbows if you're a kitten living near Jessica G. Jessica feeds kittens to Irish Demon.
That's right.
Such a liar.
We'll call her Mrs. Lovett from now on, will we? I know Mrs. Lovett actually had real people. It was her neighbor. What was the neighbor? What was the neighbor called? Mrs. Mooney. Mrs. Mooney. If you've ever watched Sweeney Todd, again getting into the dark shit. If you ever Mrs. Mooney in her pie shop was catching the kittens and putting them into pies. But American football results in massive injury. All the protection results in just more injury. That's an interesting point. Does it though? I mean, one of the greatest things that they're starting to do is take responsibility and understand head injuries. So they're kind of calling foul if you go above the shoulders. I think that's the best thing to do to kind of rule it out is to actually talk about it.
I mean, if you don't talk about the negativity, then you can't resolve it and come up with ways to avoid it and learn from it.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the door. You can always just go through it.
To put it bluntly, no, it's just one of those things. Here's the thing. So I noticed at the start of the stream or before we started the stream, people are like, oh, well, this is a better time for those of us in the UK. Well, I'm not in the UK, I'm in Ireland. But daylight savings time. I wanted to talk about this really quickly. Because apparently we're in daylight savings time as of last night. Our clocks in Europe went forward an hour, which sucks.
Mhm.
Um,
And
there was a
down in the
plan.
southern hemisphere, they went back.
Ooh, ouch. There was a plan in Europe to get rid of daylight savings. And I wish to apologize on behalf of my nation at the cowardice of my government, who were the ones who vetoed that plan that was being discussed for 4.5 years, because they were worried that Brexit would mean that north and south of the border in Ireland wouldn't have the same time zones. Because, north and south of the border are so fucking stupid that we wouldn't be able to navigate around time zones. And if the rest of Europe went with getting rid of daylight savings, the idea that Britain would keep it, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I think they would follow Europe in terms of getting rid of it, because it would just cause too many complications. So yeah, we fucking vetoed it like idiots. It goes to show that we can't always control our governments and what they do. But yeah, they thought it would run a risk to the Good Friday Agreement. Fuck's sake.
They had a bill, a proposition to remove daylight savings time here in the U.S., and I think it got blown out of the water. Like, it was almost everyone wanted to keep it. So are you saying you're in the camp that wants to get rid of it?
Yes, because it's useless. It doesn't do anything. The only thing it does is make fucking winter evenings longer. It doesn't really do much. It's an hour.
No. Yeah.
It's only about how light and dark it is outside when you're going to work and you're coming home. That's what it's been reduced to. Now, previously, and when it was first thought up, it did have some merit. But now that we live in the society that we live in, and we're so integrated and we're so global and we're so technological, we don't actually need it.
The whole world has become a 24-hour world. There is no more evenings at home. I mean, things are happening at every hour of the day. Businesses are focused on 24-hour operations. There's always somebody at the helm. That's like the way of the modern world.
We don't even do seasons anymore. I mean, I remember when I was growing up, not to be nostalgic about this, I remember growing up, there were certain times you couldn't get cherries. There were certain times you couldn't get grapes. There's certain times you couldn't get, seasonal foods. Now, because of greenhouses and artificial conditions, we're able to grow these fruits and these vegetables and stuff like that out of season. And we don't really have seasons or seasonal foods anymore. We've overcome the barrier of nature, I suppose. So the idea that daylight savings is actually doing anything other than making it brighter and in the evenings.
Yeah, it's starting to have a negative effect on the global economy in this globalized or global village, if you want to say.
Basic Trig, do you care to, would you kind of, not to go back into the death thing, but would you elaborate there? Because I just think that's fascinating. Daylight savings actually causes death too. I don't understand how it causes death. I wouldn't go so far, but I'd be interested in seeing your analysis of that.
We had daylight savings time here like 3 weeks ago, and I believe it was because of COVID.
Well, just call me Abby or Avi. See, even that is complicated. Nope. It also adjusts the days in the months and year, and all GPS is affected as well. Getting rid of it will be devastating. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. That would be devastating. It would be a bit of an adjustment period, but I don't think it would be as devastating as people might think. And the other thing is, a lot of the time these things there is no, the Tina excuse, there is no alternative, or the alternative would be too great, because we get used to being stuck in our routines. We get used to what is, and then we think that's always what it has been and always will be, and that's not really accurate. So yeah, I'm not strongly opposed to it. I'm not strongly in favor of it. I don't think it would be as devastating as it's been made out to be. Wait, what? I'm confused. Sorry, I'm pulling up random people. Sorry. Yeah, it's just about adaptation, really, in my view.
Chris Durham says, when I was a kid, we didn't have daylight savings time or clocks.
Okay. Basic has explained this. A 2014 US study showed 1 hour of sleep during the spring forward to daylight savings time raised the risk of having a heart attack the following Monday by 24%, compared to the other, I'm waiting for, other Mondays during the year. I don't know. I don't, statistics can prove everything, but I don't know.
Yeah. I know that some people do have a problem. Some people do have an actual problem with seasonal depression.
Yeah. By contrast, when falling back later in the year to gain the extra hour of sleep, heart attack risk fell by 21% on the following Tuesday after returning to standard time. There you go. So, interfering with sleep patterns is always going to be an issue. But here's the problem that I have. If you know that daylight savings time is coming, here's an idea. Go to bed an hour fucking earlier. Do you know what I mean? And like, I work in a warehouse. There are people there from fucking 5 o'clock in the afternoon till about 4 o'clock in the morning, or 11 o'clock in the evening till 4 o'clock in the morning. Sorry. And, it doesn't really matter because they have then all day to stay in bed. You have the ability to adapt sleeping patterns. And as someone who has sleep apnea and insomnia, it's a little, I know it's a little bit more complicated than that. I don't choose when I sleep. I wish I fucking did. If I had the ability to just decide to go to sleep, I probably would never wake up because it's just too enticing to sleep. But it frustrates the crap out of me. You can change your habits. You can, to some extent. Go to bed an hour earlier.
Just do that for a couple of nights before, and then you're adjusted so the changes affect you.
Yeah, I don't know. I get.
I actually prefer it, and the reason is I really like the short days towards the end of the year. I prefer to get dark earlier. Most people prefer the light earlier. I prefer the dark because then it settles and it's quiet, and you have an evening where you don't hear all this noise and just everything outside. And it starts at 5 p.m. here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, for us, for me as a farmer, when I was being a farmer, didn't really matter because you were up at the break of dawn anyway, or pretty much the break of dawn anyway, to prepare the milking powder for the milk.
And speaking of farmers,
whoop whoop,
whoop whoop, find the goat, folks.
Find the goat, and don't cheat this time, people. Don't cheat like Jessica. Jessica is a little cheater.
Hey, I said I didn't want to win. I said I kind of cheated. I admitted it because it was like all I did. I'm not going to say how I did it, but I know someone else did it as well.
Sable cheated too. It's cool. In fairness, it's not. I'm going to be very, very fucking honest, right? It's not that kind of show where we give a shit. It's not strict rules. We just want to have, first of all, we want to have a conversation with people who support the channels. And second of all, we want to give you guys a chance to hang out with us. So I don't give a fuck
Absolutely.
who wins, except for Math Pig. Math Pig and fuck off. I'm joking. If Math Pig is in the chat, I'm joking.
The goat is just a fun way of finding people to come and join us.
Yeah, and just have a laugh.
I
Absolutely.
mean, if you're like always needing someone to come on, you can always find that guy that has the initials GM. He's always willing to come on stream.
GM?
Yes.
Oh
ma'am.
yeah. I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. Fuck right off. Fuck right off. I know. No. Well, if that person came into the chat and actually found the goat, they would be invited on. I'm not going to say wouldn't. Hello to Southern Hemisphere Globehead.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, we have an Aussie. How's it, guys? We don't have the DST here in SA. Oh, South America. Sorry, South America.
South Africa.
South Africa. Sorry, my brain is fucked. And I was actually, do you know what? I was actually talking about Southern Hemisphere Globehead, I think with Mr. Sensible yesterday. And we were talking about South Africa. No, it wasn't. It was, I think it was Tusk on my stream about the thingy, the Suez Canal. That's what it was. It was people saying, yeah, we were talking about Southern Hemisphere Globehead on the Suez Canal stream and how it would actually benefit South Africa. That's what it was. Derek Steve, I've been here. Am I not an Aussie now? You are. You're an amazing Aussie. My apologies.
Steaming hit that thing really well based on what I did last week.
Yeah, well, he had to. He had to because, you know.
Otherwise, we'd have 20 guests every week.
Facty says, steam for a reason. Is it under your butt?
Nope.
Are you sitting on the goat? Are you sitting on a goat?
Nope. I'm not sitting on a goat.
So now the fun begins. Who's going to find it first?
Have you guys hidden it in your avatar yet? Like on the top in your logo?
No. No.
No.
Jessica wants to come back next week, so she's playing.
Good.
Yes, by the way, it's while there's a little break in the conversation. Next week. The big week for me. Big weekend for me. It is my 1 year anniversary on YouTube.
That's right.
I can't fucking believe it's been a year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this conversation, this is what happens here. We get distracted. We talk about everything. So just to explain for the new people that are in the chat, you heard the goat. Once the goat bleats, there is a new picture that's put up with somewhere in this picture, there is now a little goat. So this is the spot the goat portion of the show. So if you're the first person to spot the goat, you get to be the guest next week. So if you want to, of course. So if you know Clive Wells, that's not where it is. Just because it's in the chat doesn't mean you have to find it in the picture, and you have to be very specific of where the goat is. If nobody finds the goat, we don't have a guest, and we just shit talk next week between the two of us.
That's right. That's right.
But if you find the goat, you get to come on as a guest next week. But yeah.
You know, I was thinking, Clive Wells is such a good troll that he was on Roxy's stream last week.
Trolling
and he trolled the shit out of her. No, her. And she had no clue. Like, he was fucking with her the entire time, and she had no clue.
Poor Roxy, don't be telling her that. Like, Clive is brilliant. Clive is brilliant. And what's remarkable is Dr. Clive Wells is such an intelligent human being, and he spends his downtime just slagging the shit out of us all. And it's just brilliant. It just shows, because people have this reverence towards PhDs and doctors and everything else. And it's just nice to see the likes of Tony, the likes of Clive Wells. They're fucking chill people.
He's in denial. He said, I didn't. But he did.
He's in denial about trolling.
He told me the day before. Yeah, he told me the day before on my stream, I'm going to take the politician's route and answer every question she asks with a question of my own. And I will get around it doing it that way. And he did that the entire time. And when she tried to back him into a corner, he would point out something I said in the chat room and talk about that instead of answering the question. He does that. Question.
Yeah. Didn't they spend like 40 minutes on one question and like 3 seconds on another?
Yeah, they skipped one. Because they said, I don't think this is a question.
So just call me Abby again. Says seems a little silly to me. People should invite people to have good conversations, not to win a competition. Here's the thing. This is not a normal show. We talk shit, and it's just a way of us to, one, get to know our subscribers and the people who support us, and two, to end this whole. I did this when I came into the community. There was kind of like a little barrier between the creators that we support and the supporters who support them. And the only way that you would get recognition kind of thing was to super chat. And that's not the fault of the creators, because sometimes there does be 100 people in the chat. Now, obviously we have 18, 20 people here, so it's not a huge amount. And we can interact on a one-to-one basis. But it gives us the opportunity, one, to get to know who's actually supporting us and vice versa. And two, get the community as a whole to understand some of the people, some of the experiences that we have in the community that you wouldn't really get to talk about in the chat. So that's one of the reasons why we like to bring on the people who actually genuinely support us and get to know them, because the community as a whole then is strengthened by understanding where each other comes from. And for me, again, it's about why. As a sociologist, everything is about the question why. Why do people support us? Why do people act the way they act? How did they get involved in this community? It's not just us as creators. We rely on the people who come into the chat like yourself, and we want to get to know you. We want to get to know you. So it's to have this 1 hour, hour and a half chance to get to know everyone on a very personal basis and just bring people on. It gets rid of the shyness. It gets rid of the distance between creator and audience. And I think it's a good opportunity to get to know everyone.
Yeah, and I just want to add, one of the main reasons why Crafty and I got together to do this every Sunday is because we are on the Eastern Hemisphere. And that means all the guys.
But you are.
What Aussies, many people in Europe and some in the UK, and the Asian side of the world where I'm at. We are completely disconnected from the majority of what's going on YouTube because it's mostly centered in the Western Hemisphere. So when they're asleep, there's nothing here for us. So we created this so that we can have something to share that is not dependent on what's going on the other side of the globe. And this Find the Goat thing, it's just a bit of fun.
Yeah, and I love just coming out. It says it's Sunday. Oh my God, what? I have bills to pay. I love it. Yeah, no, look, we talked about this last summer. A lot of the live streams, especially in the kind of debunk scientific and the the atheist communities. They're all centered in America for the most part. Even myself, I have to miss a lot of live streams because I'm up early for work the next day, if it's during the week. So it's a chance for it's a chance for us who are not in the kind of, or at the edge of the American. A lot of the Americans go live for me at around midnight, 1 o'clock, which means I'm up till 2 or 3 in the morning if I want to stick around, and that's not sustainable. So it's just giving people an alternative, one that's here for our time zones, and just to chill. You know, it's a very easy going. I like this because it's just a random hangout. It's a random chat with the people who are actively supporting us.
Yeah. Absolutely. So join the fun. Come on, join the fun. Try and find the goat. We'd love to have you on. We really would.
I love Facty. I love Facty. The goat is gay and it's still in the closet.
No, the goat came out last week.
I love that. As a bisexual woman, I love that kind of thing. Ooh, just call me Abby is from Wales. Can I have a link to your channel? Yes, I'll put a link in. Yeah, there. Taddy Bogle has just put the link to my channel. So every week between myself and Stephen Cup of Reason, same time, 11:30 a.m. UTC, which is not BST now. We have an hour and a half where we have a chat.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely,
and we alternate channels. So please do subscribe to both channels in order to get in.
And then usually we follow that up with my premieres of Pain of Progress. So if you like history, I'd love to see you in the chat.
Oh, thank you, Abby. And yes, Pain of Progress. I fucking love that show. I really do. I love that show. So yeah, woohoo! We got a. Is the premiere? What time is the premiere at? It has a
15. 15 minutes after the show. So
yeah, great. So people, go get a cup of tea. Go get a proper cup of tea. You know, a hot one. Long story. Get a cup of tea after the show and come back, and you'll see Pain and Progress. Very exciting. Very exciting. I'm loving the direction. I really am. It's kind of my strong point. Looking at societies. So, yay! Absolutely.
Well, we still got a few minutes to go, so keep looking for that goat. And if we don't find anyone, then maybe we will invite someone on. Who knows? What do you say, Crafty?
I don't know. I like the idea of just you and me.
Okay.
We don't have to have a guest on. That's the thing. We don't have to have a guest on.
No.
I love Critical Cripple says, "Are you sure the goat is there?" We're absolutely positive.
Yeah.
There
it's
is
just exceptionally difficult
there is
this
a goat.
week.
You have to find the goat. Taddy Bogle, the goat is now on the leather on the chair. No, it's not. Nope. I actually here. Oh, sorry. I actually know this week where the goat is. Irish Demon ate the goat. Irish Demon did not eat the goat. Yeah, see? No. So, Jess.
Okay.
Hey, I'm going to message you in Discord and tell me if I'm right.
Yeah. Okay. Let me know. I love it. I don't want to come on, but I'm going to find the goat so I can come on next week. No, we tend to have a break from you can only be on 1 week at a time. Let me see.
Oh, it looks like Just Call Me Abby says she's found the goat, but no mic. Sorry.
Goat, no mic. Oh, yeah, you need a mic, unfortunately, or something to be able to join the stream.
Yeah. You can even log in on your phone.
Jess has found it.
Oh, she's found it. Good.
Yes. So just be aware, there is a goat there, and someone has found it. So Jess has found it. Well done.
The goat is there.
Yeah. Don't give it away for people.
We've got a winner. It's me, Mario Rui.
Mario.
Mario. That's it. You're nailed. You're on the show. There it be. Good job, buddy.
There it is. There it is. Snark, I cheated and I still can't find it.
Awesome. So it looks like we got a guest next week. It's me, Mario Rui. It's going to be good,
And I'm
actually.
looking forward. I'm really looking forward to talking to Mario because he's been a very big supporter since I started my channel. So I'm looking forward to talking to him. So
Absolutely.
Yay! Oh, Dave N is upset. For fuck's sake.
Oh.
Clivewell's still trolling.
Yeah. Apparently, Jess, you've dodged all the difficult questions this week. If there was difficult questions here, it's a hangout. There's no difficult questions. But apparently, yeah, we need to have a trial for Jess.
Oh, we do, eh?
Steve B says it's a donkey. That's not a goat, it's a donkey.
It's a goat. Don't make fun of Taddy's goat. That's
How
Taddy's
are we
goat.
supposed to see that? See, it's Tusk. It's for the more eagle-eyed viewer. We have to give a challenge because if we make it too easy, anyone can find it. So you really need to earn your spot on the show by finding the goat.
Yeah.
So, and this is Mario Rui's first time participating in the Find the Goat, the Spot the Goat part. So
And
well done, Mario.
Very good job.
Whoop whoop.
Very good job.
That was
So
a difficult one, though.
So we've still got about 13 minutes left. Crafty, why don't you tell us about the next Ion Society? When's that coming out?
Yeah, so the next Ion Society is next Friday at 10 p.m. I'm really looking forward to it because we have Mr. Clapperjack on to talk about Belarus and the situation in Belarus. So if anyone doesn't know, a lot of what I do with Ion Society is looking at not politics per se, but social issues and how they came to be social issues. That's again, because for me, the question is always why and how. How did it get to this point where we're having this conversation? So Clapperjack, Mr. Clapperjack is from Belarus. And when the situation of the elections came up where it was obviously rigged, Lukashenko, who is in power over there, openly admitted that there were rigged elections and he was staying in power and you can fuck off if you don't like it. How it got to actually be that way. So I'm looking forward to the discussion. It's only going to be me and Clapperjack because I know a lot about the region. And I think if we can just focus in on that kind of thing, we'll have a good discussion. Yeah. So that's going to be next Friday at 10 p.m. UTC, which is 11 o'clock for those in Britain, if you're confused. But it's always going. The Ion Society is going to be at 10 p.m. UTC. The other thing is, obviously, as I said, next week I'm going to be having a celebration with my fellow people who started their channels on the same day, on the same stream. So there's going to be two instances. First of all, next Saturday night, myself, PhD Tony, and Huge Arse. You're just in time, Abby. So me, Tony, and Hugh are going to have a big celebration on each of our channels. So it's going to be a rolling live stream. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an hour on my channel, an hour on Hugh's channel, and an hour on Tony's channel. We're still working out the details there. But what's going to happen is the people that have influenced our individual channels are going to be on the hour that's on our own channels. So for me, I'm trying to get, I've already kind of secured maybe Mr. Sensible for a couple of minutes. Creaky might be on. I'm inviting Creaky on. Cats is definitely going to be there. Conspiracy Cats. Team Skeptic might be on. Hopefully, Irish Demon, and of course Hugh and Tony and yourself if you're around. I don't know what time we're going to be going at. We're going to be doing it mainly for the Aussies because both Hugh and Tony are Aussies. So we're going to navigate towards that time of the day. So it's either going to be during the day or it's going to be like at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning for me. So I don't mind either way. I'm going to have fun with it. And I think Wolfie 2020 Plan and Walk and stuff is going to be on Hughes. We'll see the Beardsman come on Tony's channel. Maybe the Swordsman come on Tony's hour. I don't know. So each of us are going to get our own guests for the hour that we have. And it's all going to be back to back. So as one ends, we're going to start the next stream on the next person's channel. So, and the other thing then on either Monday or Tuesday night, I think, on one of the nights anyway, we're going to be coming back. The three of us are going to go back to where it all began. We all started our channels on the same day, on the same live stream on Mr. Sensible's channel. So we are going to go back to Mr. Sensible's channel and have an anniversary stream with him. Because it's we have to do it. We have to do it. So I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Cool. So, Jessica, have you got anything coming up that you want to tell the folks about?
Still preparing a show that's going to be a weekly thing with Crafty and Tony. Still, I'm trying to wait out a few more days to see if my internet holds up. And then we'll start doing that ASAP. But other than that, if I'm on, I'll be game streaming. I won't be really in the chat rooms of other people's streams or anything like that, but I will be game streaming.
Cool. I look forward to seeing that. What's it going to be about?
We're starting it off going through the entire Star Wars franchise, reviewing and ranking all of them.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Basically, yeah. So what it, you know, I already know which films are not going to hold up, but I want to see how bad they are in 2021. Did we judge them too harshly back then, or are they even bigger pieces of shit than we thought?
That sounds really interesting. That sounds very, very interesting.
It's going to be good crack. I'm looking forward to it, definitely. And what's great is when I was approached about it, it took me a while to respond, not because I didn't want to do it, it's because I didn't fucking see it. And I was like, oh yes, I want to do this. I do like the Star Wars franchise. I do like the Star Trek franchise. I am a fucking nerd girl, for anyone who didn't know already. So I'm actually, and again, it's the analysis that I love.
Clive.
Yeah.
You know your duty. Get her.
Nerd police. I'm
nerd police.
A nerd girl. I don't mind being called a nerd girl.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd girl, but I'm not as knowledgeable as I might be. Like when it comes to Doctor Who and fucking Star Wars, Star Trek, and the big franchises, yes, I am interested. Mario Rui says, I've never seen Star Wars. Does that mean I'm uninvited? No, Mario. No. That means you have to come. You have to come.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Never seen Star Wars? Come on, Mario.
It is what it is. Some people aren't interested. That's fine.
That's okay. We'll fix that.
It took me a year to watch the final one. The episode 9.
It wasn't great. It wasn't great. Anyway, we will get into that. We will. The NPD is taking notes. Take notes, Clive. Take notes.
That's right. The NPD is coming to get you.
Basic Trig says, I've been on the run from NPD for months now. Oh, you've been caught now. You've been caught.
Cool.
Watch Star Trek instead. We'll probably get around to watching Star Trek eventually, but there's a lot in Star Trek because there's a whole fucking 7 different franchises off the main fucking show. But anyway, Star Wars first. That's the least intimidating.
That and there's way more better Star Wars than there is good Star Trek. There is a whole lot of shitty Star Trek. Like, there's a lot of really bad Star Trek.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave is not going to lie.
Yeah.
But,
I would have to agree with that. I would have to agree.
yeah.
Like, there's so much more enjoyment in the Star Wars world than there is in the Star Trek world, and that's why they're so divisive. You know, oh, the Kelvin timeline, all this other crap, where they're arguing with their own fans. Like, the people that are fans argue that the other fans are not
Real
fan
fans.
enough. It's
Oh, come here,
hilarious.
you get that. You
Exactly.
get that with everything. I'm sorry. I've been a Whovian since I was 5. My granddad used to show me the old episodes because he had them all on VHS when they originally came out. He was a big Doctor Who fan. And every time there's a regeneration, there's a huge portion of the fans saying, the show is shit now. You got rid of my doctor. I'm leaving. Like, you know, and then there's what is it? There's Whovians and there's, I can't remember the new Who fans, what they call themselves. So yeah, they all go, well, if you didn't watch the originals, then you're not real Whovians. Fuck off. Come here. There's always an on-ramp. There's always an on-ramp. I wasn't alive when the first, when the classic Who started. Doesn't mean I don't love them. I actually have I have a folder. One day I'll actually show you guys this folder. I have a folder with every episode available on DVD of Doctor Who, stretching right back to the first Doctor. I have every
That's a lot
episode
of
available.
videos.
Yeah, it's a huge. It's like a fucking. It's like a 3-inch, 4-inch folder of just DVD sleeves, and every episode that's available to us on DVD. So yeah, that goes to show how big of a Doctor Who fan I am. But you always get people who are saying, well, my doctor this and my doctor that. No, that you miss the whole fucking point of the show. It's not about my doctor. And yes, you have particular draws to particular doctors, but you have people saying when David Tennant became the Doctor, there was a huge Chris Eccleston backlash. Like, people who liked Chris Eccleston that said, you know, the show isn't what it was. You know, before the fucking episode had even aired, when Matt Smith took over the role, you can't have Matt Smith. David Tennant is the real Doctor. Fuck off! You missed the whole point of this show. Sorry for the rant, but it just annoys me. Enjoy the fucking art. Enjoy it for what it is. And if you don't like it for when it evolves, just stick to what you know. If that's your thing.
Yeah.
I just think, like, Star Trek fans are the most hypocritical, because you have, it's just like the Star Wars film where the episode 7, where if you walked out of the theater hating episode 7, you can never say that you liked episode 4, because it's the same fucking movie. Just like with the reboot of Star Trek, it was the same movie. The next movie after that was the same movie. They just adjusted a few things around. You can't say you like one but don't like the other. It's because they're tribal and they're having that, my version is better because it was before your version.
Or to evolve from your version and learn from the mistakes. Yeah, I mean, I don't like that animosity. And again, coming back to Doctor Who, we already see in the chat, Clive Wells is saying Tom Baker was the best Doctor. David Tennant is the Doctor, though, says Critical Cripple. So, you know, you get that with every fandom, though. You get the elitists who think it's their thing and only they can have it. And that's not the thing. Like, so someone said to me, a good friend of mine, one of my best friends, actually, when Matt Smith took up the role, about a year afterwards, was like, Matt Smith is absolutely shit. And it was a weird thing because for me, the first Doctor I ever saw was actually Patrick Troughton. And we'll talk about this probably a different time, but a lot of Matt Smith's traits was actually reanimating Patrick Troughton's Doctor, because he was the playful fucking idiot that was clever when he had to be, you know. And I don't like that animosity. It's so unnecessary, and it takes so much energy away from sharing. The whole thing about these franchises is to bring people together. It's to explore this new kind of world. And instead, what it does is it tears people apart.
Yeah.
It's because they liked it when they felt like it was their own personal thing. Once other people started liking it, they're like, you can't like that. I like it. You're not allowed to like it.
That's my
No,
thing.
it's like, yeah, it's like that band. Everybody has that band out there that they really loved until they got famous. Oh, they used to be so different. Well, no,
And then they sold out.
You sold out.
Yeah. Okay.
That's okay.
Steam and Cover Reason, what have you got coming up?
I have got the Pain of Progress coming up in 14 minutes, and I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. And I hope to see everyone there. Your interaction is always welcome, and please do consider supporting the Pain of Progress because every little bit does help. This week, we are going to be looking at the Mayans. So enjoy. And
can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it. So, Jessica, thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's been a great pleasure meeting you. I hope we can do this again sometime.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. And Crafty, I will see you again next week. And I'm looking forward to Ion Society. That's going to be a great show. So.
And for anyone that doesn't know, Steam and Cover Reason actually created the intro for that show. And it's just such an amazing intro. And thank you again for doing it.
You are very welcome, my dear. Very welcome. And with that, it's time to say goodnight. So say goodnight, everybody.
Bye, people.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.